Welcome to Smart Biz and Tech, where we decode the complexities of the hot topic of tariff policies and reveal their surprising impact on businesses and the tech industry. In this video, we break down real-world examples and provide actionable insights to help you navigate the economic challenges of protectionism. I bet you didn't know how tariffs can impact your everyday life. Tariffs are essentially taxes imposed on goods imported from other countries. They are a tool used by governments to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Media group, store shelves with price tags, people shopping in a supermarket, domestic products with made in. By making imported goods more expensive, tariffs aim to make domestically produced goods more appealing to consumers. This, in theory, helps to protect jobs and boost domestic production. However, the simplicity of this concept belies the complex and often far-reaching consequences that tariffs can have. While intended to shield domestic industries, tariffs can trigger a chain reaction that impacts businesses, consumers, and the overall economy in ways that are not always immediately apparent. To understand the impact of tariffs, let's consider two hypothetical industries: automobile manufacturing and software development. In the case of automobile manufacturing, a tariff on imported cars would make those cars more expensive for consumers. This could lead to increased demand for domestically produced cars, potentially benefiting domestic automakers and their workers. However, in the software industry, where many components and services are sourced globally, a tariff on imported electronics or software components could increase the cost of production for domestic software companies. This could make them less competitive globally and stifle innovation. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that tariffs rarely impact just one industry in isolation. Consider the automobile industry example again. A tariff on imported steel, often used in car manufacturing, could raise production costs for both domestic and foreign automakers. This could lead to higher prices for consumers regardless of where the car is manufactured. Moreover, tariffs can disrupt established supply chains. If a domestic manufacturer relies on a specific component sourced from another country, a tariff on that component could force them to seek alternative suppliers, potentially at a higher cost or with lower quality. While tariffs are often implemented with the intention of protecting domestic industries, they can sometimes have the opposite effect. For example, if a country imposes tariffs on imported goods, other countries might retaliate with tariffs of their own. This can lead to a trade war, where escalating tariffs harm businesses and consumers in all countries involved. Furthermore, tariffs can stifle innovation and competition. By protecting domestic industries from foreign competition, tariffs can reduce the incentive for companies to innovate and improve their products or services. This can lead to stagnation and a decline in the overall competitiveness of the domestic economy. Section 5. The price we pay. Tariffs and consumer costs. Ultimately, the cost of tariffs is often passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices. When tariffs make imported goods more expensive, businesses have to raise prices to maintain their profit margins. This can lead to inflation and reduce the purchasing power of consumers. Moreover, tariffs can limit consumer choice. By reducing the availability of imported goods, tariffs can force consumers to choose from a smaller pool of products, potentially at higher prices and with lower quality. Section 6. Navigating the tariff maze. Strategies for businesses. In the face of changing tariff policies, businesses need to be adaptable and strategic. One approach is to diversify supply chains. By sourcing components and materials from multiple countries, businesses can reduce their reliance on any single source and mitigate the impact of tariffs. Another strategy is to focus on innovation and differentiation. By developing unique products or services that are not easily replicated by competitors, businesses can create a competitive advantage that transcends price sensitivity. Section 7. Innovation under pressure. Tariffs and technological advancement. While tariffs can pose challenges to innovation, they can also spur technological advancement in certain cases. When faced with higher costs for imported components or finished goods, businesses may be incentivized to invest in research and development to find alternative solutions or develop domestic substitutes. This can lead to breakthroughs and advancements that benefit the domestic economy in the long run. However, it is important to note that this outcome is not guaranteed, and tariffs can just as easily stifle innovation if they create an environment of uncertainty and protectionism. Section 8. The future of trade. Free trade versus protectionism. The debate between free trade and protectionism is a complex and ongoing one. Proponents of free trade argue that it promotes economic growth, innovation, and consumer welfare by removing barriers to trade, and allowing goods and services to flow freely across borders. On the other hand, advocates for protectionism argue that it is necessary to protect domestic industries and jobs from unfair foreign competition. They argue that tariffs and other trade barriers can help to level the playing field and prevent the exploitation of workers in developing countries. Section 9 Conclusion: Striking a Balance. Ultimately, the key to navigating the complexities of tariffs and trade policy lies in striking a balance between protecting domestic interests and fostering a global trading environment that benefits all parties involved. This requires careful consideration of the potential consequences of trade policies, both intended and unintended, and a commitment to open dialogue and cooperation among nations. By working together, we can create a trading system that promotes economic growth, innovation, and shared prosperity for all. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Biz and Tech by Zishapu for more insightful content. Click the bell icon to stay updated.